I look like way more professional. Look how professional I look. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Welcome to World War III. Boy, I messed up that intro. We're just going to go with it, though, guys. I saw this thing on Twitter. This is a funny situation. So, this old dude, Rich Campbell, it's time to come for their guns. That's what he says on Twitter. He puts out a tweet, whatever, right? Of course, the logic to this is hilarious because some 18-year-old kid with a mind that hasn't even been developed, because he committed a horrible, heinous crime, that in turn should be the reason why citizens have their rights revoked, according to his logic. Very good, very nice. But he says that and then gets ratioed. You can see 38 retweets, 867 quote tweets, 208 likes. And then he realizes, I guess, the tweet was getting a lot of interaction, and he quote tweets that tweet saying, to date, this tweet has regenerated 337,100,000 impressions and more than 14K profile visits and 0 new followers. Guess that makes me Twitter's most popular, LOL. So, guys, if you Googled what is a Twitter ratio in the dictionary, this dude just gave you the definition. It's a lot of engagement with 0 new following, meaning they're making fun of you because you said something ridiculous. But I guess this, because he's a little older, he doesn't really understand how it works. He just sees that it's getting a lot of recognition. There's a lot of impressions. There's a lot of action happening. A lot of people are replying. They're quote tweeting. He thinks it's a good thing. He thinks it makes him more popular. And then he says, oh, look how many profile visits I'm getting, but I'm getting no new followers. That must make me popular. I genuinely think this dude doesn't understand. No, you just said something so ridiculous. People are making fun of you. That's what happens on Twitter, but he thinks it's like a good thing. It was just like a weird boomer moment that I thought was funny. But again, guys, yes, because an 18-year-old kid with a completely undeveloped mind did something horrific, we must, as citizens, revoke our rights because an 18-year-old kid did something. Right. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Let's just ban the guns. And then, guys, I was looking. This is what I'll do. Sometimes I'll just Google like China news. I don't know if that's weird, but like on Twitter or on Google, I will just Google like recent China news, or I actually have an app that's dedicated to Chinese related news. And I found some stuff, and this is just ridiculous, from the New York Times. Opinion: China is not the biggest threat to the world order, it's Russia. From the New York Times. And I went to this article, and apparently, I don't know what is going on with these publications making you got to pay like $1 or something. Like, I'm not doing that. But the article, I had to pay. I'm not doing it. Whatever. It says sign in with Google. I'm guessing this person is arguing that because Russia invaded Ukraine, because of the way their leadership is currently with Vladimir Putin, that's a bigger threat due to the leadership they currently have than China. When in reality, what this person is arguing, it's basically the equivalency of saying North Korea is more dangerous than Russia because they have a stricter leadership style. Like, that is so ridiculous. No matter what Russia does, China will always be more powerful, more influential, and 1,000 times more dangerous. I hate articles like this because it gets the American people thinking that China is on par with, that Russia is on par with where China is in terms of their overall military, their overall world image. When this war started between Russia and Ukraine, I was mind blown to see the amount of people that were so worried about this Russian military, about how strong they were. Turns out they weren't even close to as strong as people thought. Their technology, their military technology is a World War II level. They have insane corruption, which, hurts overall innovation within their military. And that's what we're seeing right now. They're not able to innovate due to the corruption they have. And, there's this whole idea of China or Russia. Guys, that's not even a question. We got to stop this. You got to stop writing articles like this. This pollutes the overall American public. I know what they're saying. Their argument is because Vladimir Putin is so unstable, This person probably admits, well, China has a stronger military. They have a stronger standing in the world. The United States has more ties to China. China has compromised the United States because China makes it easier to produce products in their country at cheaper costs. So when big, massive billion-dollar American corporations get in bed with the Chinese, it will influence people. And it's just like the NBA being influenced by China. Like the NBA has to appeal to China. That's half their freaking fan base. Over half. Which is crazy, and that's the way China weaponizes their massive population. They've got such a larger population than the United States of America. They can say, hey, the NBA, now all of let's make our citizens, let's make them NBA fans so we can influence the NBA, because now we have so many Chinese fans are NBA fans. Most of their revenue comes from the Chinese because they have such a massive population. It's crazy to think about. But yeah, that is a ridiculous article, and I just, that train of thought where Russia is more important, really at the end of the day, of course I say all this at the end of the day, I think America right now is making the decision, we will not, and they've already made it, we will not go to World War III over Ukraine, meaning we're not going to inject ourselves into to defend Ukraine, which would possibly create World War III. The question becomes, will America go to World War III for Taiwan? And is that even the question, or is it just we don't want China to have that much power to where they can take over Taiwan? Will that cause World War III? We saw Biden come out and say, well, we're going to fight back against this takeover, and I saw a report that, the White House was saying Biden misspoke. Are you kidding me? If Biden, seriously, I thought that was a military strategy that they were employing where the government told Biden, listen, you got to make it known on a national stage that if China does something, if they move on Taiwan, there will be a response. I thought that was a strategy, but now there were reports I was seeing that Biden, for whatever reason, misspoke again on that. Oh, Biden is so useless at this point. I think I have another thing on Biden that I want to talk about. Here's another story. The number of researchers with dual US-China affiliations is falling, meaning these two countries, their relationship is getting a little bit worse currently with the situation with Taiwan. That is not good. We've also got Beijing man sends 5,000 people into quarantine after breaking isolation. Now, I'm not going to say that. So, the whole idea, we know, COVID. I'm not going to say that word because YouTubers, we've got this kind of theory that anytime you say that word, it'll, just lower your overall video standing or something like that. So I don't say that word just because it's a superstition now at this point. They don't want you talking about it. So that's why I don't say it. But a very interesting story. Actions spark angry reactions amid growing frustration with China's zero policy though some restrictions begin to ease. So China just going ridiculously crazy. That's what'll happen when that's communism. When all the power is in the hands of the government, that's what you get. Washington Post opinion. It's time for Biden to lift Trump's China tariffs. So Trump, I completely agreed when Trump did this. He put these tariffs into place back into 2018. Now, why have the tariffs not worked? One word, the pandemic. Horrible timing. When you put tariffs in China in 2018 and then you get hit with the pandemic in 2020, which completely, hurts overall U.S. manufacturing, the whole idea unfortunately blows up in your face. It says, one of the many messes former President Donald Trump left behind are sweeping tariffs on thousands of Chinese products. Mr. Trump's trade war has been a flop. That's due to the pandemic. I don't know if they'll say that. This person seems to be a liberal that's writing this. That's fine, but it's a little biased. Escalating costs for Americans and generating little but ire from China. It's past time for President Biden to end this. So this person is some sort of Biden supporter and they want inflation to come down. Listen, I have a message for all Democrats. You got to give up on Biden. It's just not going to happen. Guys, it's not going to happen. You can blame him for everything, and that's what I think the Democratic Party is going to have to do, but he is completely useless. And we're seeing a massive shift when it comes to the 2022 midterm elections. The American people, due to inflation, due to the Afghanistan situation, due to the overall incompetence to where Biden is saying stuff like, we're going to go to war for Taiwan that the U.S. government doesn't want him to say, but he's saying it and it's deemed a flub. This dude is a complete joke, man. He's 81. He should be taking Alzheimer's pills, hanging around his grandchildren, making milk and cookies with his wife. What is this? Why are we electing people this old? I'm not saying you gotta elect 30-year-olds, but guys, this is like Democrats. This person's trying to, I'm going to write all these forward words, and Trump is evil, and Trump is a racist, and Trump starts the trade war, and it's all his fault, and Biden needs to do this. We got to get inflation down. Get inflation down. Get inflation down. Biden's fine. He's a good leader. It's not going to happen, guys. Give up on Biden. Give it up. You were wrong. He's a horrible, well, it's not even the fact that you were wrong. I understand no matter who the Democrat candidate that gets elected, you're going to vote for him over Trump. I understand that. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm not even saying you wanted Biden. But you're going to write all these essays and, oh my God, all this has to do, we have to stop this trade war with China because it says tariffs are a tax that raises costs on products imported from overseas. Mr. Trump put hefty ones in place on China starting in 2018. You got to do something to try and stunt their overall, economy growth. I agree. Claiming they would force China to buy more from U.S. businesses and trade fairly. That hasn't happened. China bought basically the same amount of U.S. products last year as in 2017 before the trade war. The pandemic is why the tariffs are a flop, because it hurt our manufacturing. But no, they got to mention that down there. Guys, all Joe Biden has to do is let China off, let them continue screwing us in trades, and it'll help inflation, and Joe Biden will get reelected, and he'll be in the White House at the age of 85. He'll be on his freaking deathbed talking about going to war for Taiwan. Give it up on Joe Biden. It's not happening. Guys, I'm concerned for Joe Biden. I'm concerned. He might just stop talking. One day they might be doing a press conference, one of his 7-minute press conference. He takes 3 questions. This is what they tell Joe Biden. Joe, just get 3 or 4 questions in and then get out. Just get 3 or 4 questions and get out. We'll get you on a Xanax. We'll get you, your pills. We'll hop you up on them. Take the 4. He takes 4 questions. You see his press conferences or his briefings where he takes the questions. The videos are 7 minutes long. It's like, Joe, you got to answer something. I physically don't know if he can go past 7 minutes. I really don't. I'm concerned. But no, we just got to do this. Give it up. It's not working. It's horrible. I pay $60 to fill up my tank, but no, it's my fault. I'm hurting the environment. Guys, if you're paying $60 for gas, you're just hurting the environment. You need to get an electric car. I don't care how much money you make. Go out and buy a $60,000 Tesla right now. You are hurting the environment. Half these people love gas prices because all the 16-year-old kids just walk everywhere and they're in San Francisco. I actually went on vacation to San Francisco back in 2016, and the thing that I always say is there were more gay pride flags in San Francisco than American flags. That's no joke. That's not because I hate gay. I'm saying that I noticed it. I was like, I'm not trying to notice it. I'm noticing there's literally more gay pride flags than there are American flags. I don't know if that's still the case now. It was 6 years ago, but it was just something pretty funny. How about this? Oh my God, Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau, you take a look at this image. He's got about 15 people behind him. They're all masked up in May of 2022. They're all masked up. Very important. Trudeau says it will no longer be possible to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns anywhere in Canada. And I recommend I recommend people go and actually watch this video. It is so weird. There's a bunch of robots behind him and they just start clapping with their masks on. Oh, I feel so bad for Canada. Oh, terrible. It's so terrible. I was actually looking I don't think Canada's as liberal as many Americans think it is. I mean, listen, Canada is more liberal than America, no doubt, but I was looking at some maps, and it's very similar in the way with, you've got the major cities that are strong, like Toronto, Canada. The bigger cities are heavily liberal, but there's a lot of places in Canada that are conservative. Maybe I just had a wrong opinion of Canada, because I mean, it's definitely, again, it's more liberal, definitely more liberal than America, but there are a lot of conservatives in Canada. But guys, that's gonna do it. I've been having problems. I just can't sleep at night. I cannot sleep at night. And it's not caffeine, it's not drugs. I don't know what it is. Like, literally going to bed is turning into a task. It's like, am I going to be able to sleep? And then I think about it, and I'll lay down and I'll just start thinking about all the bad things, like my life position, all that type of stuff, and I just cannot go to sleep. I don't know what it is. I always end up falling to sleep at like 1 or 2 o'clock. And I'm someone that I need sleep. Like, if I don't get at least 6.5 hours, I'm not the type of person that can just, be whatever, be fine. I will throughout the day. If I get like 4 hours of sleep, I will have a horrible next day. And it won't be like every minute I'm feeling like crap, but like every 2 hours, I'll just be so sluggish. Like, I need sleep. And I used to have such an amazing, amazing sleep pattern about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just, I don't know what happened to it, but it's hot at night, and we have air conditioning, but my bedroom is upstairs, and heat rises, so our basement is extremely cold. The middle floor, it's a nice, I would love to sleep on the middle floor, but there's no bedrooms on the middle floor, and then the top floor is just so hot, and it's like, I don't know if I should be taking a cold shower. Maybe I take a cold shower before I go to bed. It might work, but like, it's so crazy how your life perspective just on stupid stuff changes. Like, 3 years ago, dude, I would get into bed and it's like, when I'm tired, I'm just gonna fall asleep. Now it's like, okay, turn off everything, force yourself to go to sleep, and I'll be like thinking about it. I'll be in my head. I can't get to the peaceful place to where I can actually fall into an unconscious sleep. I'm not on drugs. I'm not drinking caffeine at 4 o'clock. Guys, I drink caffeine in the morning. That's it. That is it. The last time I'll have caffeine is noon. It's already 1 o'clock right now. I'm not having caffeine anymore. And I have this massive issue when it comes to sleep. I have issues doing normal things now. I think there's something chemically wrong with my body. I really do. Maybe I need to go to a doctor or something. But it's like normal, simple things like going to sleep. I used to, when I was younger, I remember on Sunday nights, I would look forward to going to sleep. Could you imagine? I wonder if people, like, I would have such good sleeps and be at such peace and be so tired at night. If you can get to a point in that, like, you know how much money I would pay to get something to where I could just inject it every night and just within 3 minutes, just slowly fall asleep and get 8 solid hours of deep sleep. You know how much money I would pay for that? But I mean, I'm sure rich people do it, and then they're like, oh, do melatonin, take that stuff. Don't get on that. That is even worse, because you get on that stuff, you can't get off of it. It actually, promotes even worse sleep. You'll fall asleep. Like, I remember, guys, this was probably like 3 months ago. I was having major digestion issues. I couldn't even digest a piece of chicken, and my gut would inflame. I had some gut problems. So I got these digestive pills, and I start taking them. And I forgot why, but one night I took them at like 8 o'clock. Maybe I had something and I was scared that they wouldn't digest, but the pills were working. They were just digestive enzymes, I think is what they were. And so one night about 8 o'clock, I take these, and midnight, my heart's racing. I'm like, what is going on? Like, when you lay in bed and there's just no chance you ever fall asleep. Like, you're just laying in bed, bored out of your mind, thinking about who knows what. You're trying to sleep. You want to sleep, but it's not happening. And my heart was beating, and I think it was the digestion pills that were making my heart. So I stopped taking those. My digestion has gotten a little bit better, but I think I have a chemical imbalance right now within my body that's causing some sleeping problems. it's causing other issues as well that I've noticed. I've had some real rough days. But guys, this heat is so tough. I mean, right now it's May 31st. I don't know. I mean, we got June, July. The problem is where, like, it'll be like midnight and it'll be 78 degrees out. Like, what is that, man? I mean, that's just too hot. It's midnight. It's freaking midnight and I go outside, it's like hot. I mean, I go outside sometimes naked in my underwear at like midnight. It'll be like 60, 75, 76 degrees. I don't live in the Sahara, but, it's like, if I can go to sleep when it's 60 degrees out, that is, and we're getting some colder days, thank God. You know what? Guys, I'll show you the temperature right now. The temperature, oh, I got so many of these on my weather. I got so many, 84 degrees right now. The high is 90. I live in Ohio. 84 degrees, the high is 90 today. The low is 70. But like at 10 o'clock at night, it's 79 degrees. It's clear though. I love a clear night, guys. You love when you can see all the stars and stuff when it's clear. It's very peaceful. But I need it like 63 degrees. When it's 79, I can't do that. Oh, we got a thunderstorm tomorrow. Tomorrow, the high is 82. And then Thursday, the high is 64 and the low is 52. Friday, the low is 48. In June, a low of 48. That's beautiful. But like, I can't do it when it's... The problem is when it's like, I try and go to sleep at 10 or 11 o'clock, it's 80 degrees out. And heat rises, and they're like, ooh, you have air conditioning. We have air conditioning. The issue is heat rises. I'm on the 3rd floor. The middle floor is beautiful. The bottom floor is an ice cube. I'll sleep in an ice cube. That's fine. But the bottom floor, it's an unfinished, part of it's unfinished. There's no way. We have a workout thing down there. It's not going to happen. So my sleep, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not taking any pills. There's no way. But I have to do something. Maybe I need to even do harder workouts. You know what? I'll tell you guys this. I had a steak yesterday. And there was this thing people were saying, you got to eat actual meat. Because I eat a lot of chicken, but I really don't eat, recently at least. Like, I had my first steak in probably 6 months yesterday. And they were like, oh, you will perform better. And I go to the gym today, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think it was the placebo. I think... Like, I was on cardio. I do the exact same cardio every day. I mean, it was still tough, but I was able to do it very easily. Well, not very easily. It was still tough, but I was like, I had the adrenaline, like, after it. I was like, all right, you how you feel better. And I really got to get a pre-workout. The pre-workouts are just so expensive. I had a pre-workout. It was 300 milligrams of caffeine for like a year. And I just, like, honestly, they're like $40 or whatever. So I just started buying energy drinks. And you buy these energy drinks and you have to realize all it is caffeine. That's all the energy drinks are caffeine. They don't give you any sort of boost. And my workouts have been, like, horrible recently. And I think it's because the energy drinks, I mean, I'm getting, like, I'll do a Monster, whatever, 140 milligrams. That's fine, whatever. I really don't need that many. I'll get, like, energy drinks that have 300. Honestly, whether I have 140 milligrams of caffeine or 300, I can't tell the difference. I just need I don't have this weird thing in my throat. I just need something. And I end up trying these different energy drinks. And the problem is with the pre-workouts, if you get a quality pre-workout for like $40-50, it gives you other stimulants within the actual formulation to help you push through the workout. You're just getting straight caffeine with energy drinks. So I don't think I got to get a real pre-workout, man. I really do. Otherwise, my workouts are going to suffer. My workouts are going to continue to suffer. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.